right, welcome everyone. Happy Wednesday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are zooming in from. My name is Dr. Staci Holweger. I am joined by Senior Presidential Director Laura Balzer, and we are excited to share LifeWave's opportunity with you today in this short 30 minutes that we have together. So how this is going to work, I am going to share some information. I'll screen share here in just a minute, PowerPoint presentation on LifeWave. So a little bit of background information and what the company is and what it has to offer. And then we will turn that over to Laura and she will share her experience with LifeWave in this and why she decided to be a part of it and what this opportunity has meant for her. So I'm excited for you all to see and hear her journey as my first brand partner that I personally enrolled almost 4 years ago now. You are in for a treat, that is for sure. And let me move this down here on the bottom, or actually, let's go to the top. There we go. All right. Whoops, we're not at the beginning. That was the last screen I looked at. Here we go. Here's Laura and I. Here we are. Greece on the cruise that David took us on, the 20th anniversary cruise. So welcome. As I said, my name is Dr. Staci, Elite Level Senior Presidential Director, PhD in Integrative and Functional Medicine. So the information that I'm going to be sharing with you all today is for informational purposes. I, of course, am not a medical doctor, so no information is intended to make any claims to treat, cure, or diagnose you with anything. So why would you want to be a part of LifeWave? Why would you want to utilize X39's technology? This incredible non-transdermal patch. When you use LifeWave's technology, the X39, nothing is entering into your body. If I can get the back off of it. There we go. So when I put this patch on my body, nothing goes in. It's non-invasive. There are no drugs, chemicals, stimulants. Obviously, no dosing is necessary. This is a patented technology, a form of light therapy. So how do you wear X39? Well, right now you can see I have it right here. Why do I have it right here? People ask me all the time, why do you put the patch or what patch is that on your chest? I put it here so you can see it. But you can put the patch anywhere you want. Any place works. But based on our clinical studies, and the person that invited you here will share you the link that has all of our clinical studies on them. Based on those, we utilize the back of the neck, CV7, that bumpy vertebrae, or below the belly button, but any spot does work. The key is that I leave this patch on for 12 hours, and then I take it off and I throw it away. Or I put it on my pet. And the next morning I get up and I put on another brand new patch. It's very important that you stay hydrated throughout the day while you're patching so that you feel the best and that you also get the best results. So what does X39 do? What do stem cells do? Well, X39 activates, elevates, and mobilizes your own stem cells. And we're going to talk about how that works here in just a minute. But it's important that you understand that when you were born, you had an abundance of stem cells. And as you were growing up as a kid, those stem cells were active to keep you young and youthful. You had boundless amounts of energy. You could sleep just like this at the drop of a hat. Your brain was always on learning. Everything was sharp as a tack. And if you did get in some kind of accident or injury, fell off your bike or fell out of a tree, your body healed super fast. Well, as we age, our stem cells decline in their productivity. They become dormant. And by the time we're in our 30s, unfortunately, you may or may not know this, that's middle-aged. And by the time you're in your 30s, you have half of your stem cells that are still active. And by the time you're in your 60s, 90% are dormant. They're there, they're just tired and wore out. They're exhausted. And so activating our stem cells is very important for longevity and overall health and wellness. Stem cells have the unique ability to travel through your body, your stem cells. This patch activates and elevates and mobilizes them. Your stem cells will travel through your body and repair and regenerate whatever's damaged, whatever is needed, in whatever order your body deems important first. You may say, oh, it's my hip, or oh, it's my back. I need this or that. And your stem cells say, I'm sorry, honey, your liver needs fixed first. We're going to go there. Or we're going to address the issue with your heart or with your brain. So you can't direct your stem cells, but they are going to go where your body needs first. And as time goes on, we recommend at least 1 month for every decade you are old as your starting point to wake up all those dormant stem cells. As time goes on, your body will address and fix, repair, regenerate all the things. But what is that timeline for you? It's going to be very different than the timeline for the person next to you or to the person that's, maybe next to you on the other side, right? So everyone is very different. We have to be patient with the process and know that our body is smart and it knows how to do that. So what happens is we put the patch on in the morning when we get up, like I said. Immediately, within the first 24 hours, this wavelength of light from the patch, remember this is a light therapy, a light technology, there is a wavelength of light from the patch that enters your body, and it activates and elevates that GHKCU copper peptide. That peptide upregulates or resets over 4,000 of your genes back to their young, youthful, healthy state. And from there, activates, elevates, and mobilizes your own stem cells. So what do people notice? What do people see? Well, based on our clinical studies, in the first 3 to 6 weeks, about 80% of the population are going to notice more energy, more vitality, better quality of sleep, some pain relief, faster wound healing, improved skin appearance, improved mental clarity, reduction of inflammation. And as we continue to patch, these things start to compound. And we really start to notice some significant changes as we move on. We're going to talk about those here in a minute. But X39, as I mentioned earlier, is a patented technology. This is a wearable light technology. And we state in our patent that when you put this patch on, the wavelength of light that enters your body elevates a very specific copper peptide, GHKCU, and that in turn activates stem cells. And we can see that in our blood. So this is our patent if you want to check that out. So when you look at long-term benefits, what do we look at? We look at age reversal. You're going to hear Laura's story here in just a little bit. Laura and I are in our, we would say probably the second half of our life, right? We're beyond 35 when you look at our chronological age. But when you look at our biological age, we're actually in our 20s. And that's because our bodies have repaired and regenerated themselves at whatever level they needed and actually reversed functionality. So when you look at our kidney function, our liver function, our cardiovascular system, our neurological, our hormones, when you look at our muscle mass, our bone density, we are not in our 50s and 60s. We are in our 20s. And that's the power of your body's own stem cells. Over time, Laura and I have been patching almost 4 years now. Over time, you're either going to get older or younger. It's up to you. We've chose to use this tool in our toolbox to not only help us live a longer life, but as you can see from number 3, have a longer health span, meaning our quality of life. When you have organs and systems that are functioning in their 20s, they're not in the same situation as organs and systems functioning in their 50s and 60s, right? So having a longer life and a healthier life as you age, that amazing wellness, as I've already mentioned, is key and very important for both of us, as you'll hear from Laura as well, too. So let's talk just a little bit about David Schmidt, the inventor, the CEO, the owner, the creator of this technology. He originally developed the first patch called Energy Enhancer for the Navy SEALs. 22 years ago, he was inventing survival equipment on a mini submission for the SEALs. And they asked him to contribute to the problems the SEALs were having with being on uppers, caffeine, amphetamines, right? Their quality of life was not so great. And David invented the Energy Enhancer patch, which turns body fat into fuel. We call it triggering beta oxidation. So if you're interested in burning an extra 300 to 600 calories a day, Energy Enhancer is definitely going to be the patch for you, increasing that mitochondria function. But David, after after working with the SEALs and when 9/11 happened, of course that changed the dynamics in our country here in the US. And so the SEALs no longer had that project. And David then had to go out on his own and say, what am I going to do? I'm not doing this right now. I'm not inventing survival equipment. I've got this patch. Maybe this could be something that could help other people as well. And so he started working at Stanford University with Richard Quick, who's a 6-time USA Olympic swim coach, female gold medalist athletes. And he did 2 years of clinical studies and research at Stanford University. And you can see some of those on PubMed. And as well, of course, the person that invited you here can share the entire link with you so you can see all the clinical studies. But David decided after 2 years of research to start LifeWave, which was 2004. In that picture you saw, Laura and I, we were celebrating the 20-year anniversary last year. David took us all on a cruise to the Greek Isles. So 20-year-old company. During that time frame, David has invented a dozen different patches. But it took him 10 years of research with the most renowned stem cell university in the world, the National University of Ireland, figuring out how to elevate a peptide with a wavelength of light that would in turn activate, elevate, and mobilize stem cells. And he successfully did that. X39 has been on the market now for just over 5 years. David holds over 150 patents, over 90 clinical studies, not just himself, but many doctors and scientists and researchers around the globe are researching this technology. So as I mentioned, he's developed a lot of patches, but also other things that are going to be coming on the market very soon. He's an inventor. So everything he's inventing has never been on the planet before. So it's pretty amazing. We have manufacturing, of course, here in the United States and California, but our largest manufacturing facility is in Galway, Ireland. We are in over 82 countries now. So this company is growing and expanding. X39 being on the market now was officially launched in 2019. As I said, just over 5 years. We are in massive momentum, a growth rate of over 3,000% is happening right now. 20 million in sales was what Laura and I came into 4 years ago, about 25 million yearly. Now we are right under 600 million last year, ending up 2024. We are the fastest growing company in network marketing in the entire world. And the Bravo Award is just one of the awards that LifeWave is receiving. So things are happening very quickly here because the technology works. So there's an opportunity for you to become a brand partner in a unique patented product. We are not a Me Too product, a Me Too company. Everything we have, David has invented. And the water machine that's coming out a little bit later, you may have heard about that. It'll be out in a few months. David had to literally get a new category at the US Patent Office because what he has invented, he had 20 patents alone on that machine. They didn't even have a category for this. In the millions of patents that have been received and logged and cataloged, there's no category for this water machine because it is that revolutionary, beyond, light years beyond anything that's on the planet right now. So we are a professional direct sales network marketing company. We have a very simple binary system. There's 2 legs. You have a right leg and a left leg. We have easy and effective building strategies. And of course, we have built-in onboarding systems for training, depending on how you want to work your business. So you have 3 options when you come into LifeWave. You can come in with a wholesale pack that's called the Core Pack, the Advanced Pack, or the Premium Pack. We call it good, better, best. Do you want good pricing? You can get wholesale pricing, $99 for a month supply of our X39. You get 3 months for $295. In our advanced pack, you can get 6 months supply for only $535. That's $89 for a month. That's a very great price. But if you look at the best option, if you're looking at joining LifeWave as a business, just like Laura and I did, you're going to look at that premium pack. It's $17.50. You have 20 sleeves of X39, bringing them down to only $84 a sleeve. And of course, you can always mix and match. You might be interested in some of the other patches that David has invented over the years, and you have the ability to customize your pack. So with our company, there are many ways that you can earn income, but this is based on you locking arms with us and sharing with other people. And as I mentioned before, you have a right leg and a left leg, and you earn binary commissions based on the people that you're bringing in and the ones they're bringing in and the ones that they're bringing in. And we also have generational bonuses off our first, second, and third level when you help people do the exact same thing that you're doing. So leveraging your time and helping to expand your network and make that ripple effect if you drop that stone in the pond. So where that you're not only just helping 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 or 20 people, but that exponentially grows and grows and grows. And where we have an organization of almost 60,000 people right now that are impacting people's lives physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So if you're interested in financial freedom, then that's where you're going to go with us next. And I'm going to turn it over to my beautiful co-host, Miss Laura Balzer, as I mentioned, is a senior presidential director. Laura is the first person that joined me in this business. I don't think she could throw her credit card at me fast enough. But she has partnered with me.
I'm not ready to do it again after that.
She has partnered with me from day one, and we have locked arms and have built this business together. Laura was the first senior presidential director to promote in my entire organization, and now we have over 15 senior presidential directors in my organization. So, Laura, let's hear from you. Tell us about your journey with LifeWave.
Wow. Great job, Stace. I mean, I sit there and we talk about this all day, every day, and absolutely love and adore it. And then you see it again, and it just makes you want to be a part of it all over because of the vastness of it. Stace, you and I met what, 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
In a previous company. And I want to share that Staci and I were not teammates in that company. We became friends because, we traveled in the same circles. We would meet, we would chat, we would, exchange ideas, but we weren't a part of the team together, right? And with that friendship came a time where I found myself in a place to hear about this technology. But there's a backstory to it. Whoop, sorry about that, you guys. I hit my camera. There's a little bit of a backstory, and I think all of us come here for different purposes, whether it's the health and wellness of us, and particularly our family, or the fact we're just moving into a preventative measure. We want to live well. We want to live long, like Staci was saying. For me, I had an experience, even though I had been in the health and wellness industry now, you guys, for 5 decades, right? Things come up, things happen. And for me, in 2017, I found out that I had stage 3 breast cancer. And because I've been in the arena for so long, I did make a choice. And I really want to preference that I respect everybody for their choices. Everybody makes choices with the information they have at that moment. For me, going to the Western medicine arena was not an option for me. I took on, with a great team, the ability to heal myself nutraceutically through an incredible diet, IV vitamin therapy, supplementation, and detoxification. And I healed myself in 6 months. So I really had a really front row seat to how powerful the body is to heal itself outside of nutrition, right? It's just about feeding the garden, okay? 4.5 years later, Staci calls me up. She's been into stem cells for a long time for her daughter, and that's her story, right? For me, I got really turned on in the arena into regenerative space because of my own healing journey. And when she invited me to go hear this gentleman speak about this new technology, I was all in. And to be honest with you, we were in that front row listening to that man speak. And it was chills, it was tears, it was, for me personally, how do I get that on my body? Because I knew at that moment with that X39, I had found a tool that I could add to my life that was going to support my body in a way where I felt it was never going to be compromised again. Outside side of nutrition. It's always the basis. But if we can do something to put our bodies in that state, that regenerative state, I'm all in. Right. And Staci is exactly right. I could not throw her my credit card fast enough. But I want you to know that it really started, and not to speak for Dr. Staci, the list of people we made in our heads that we knew we could help with this, right? But then, of course, the opportunity part was important to us, right? What we do here only dictates from the amount of people that we help. But what is that going to be here? What's the financial part of this? And it's so funny. And Staci, you love saying this, so I'm going to say it. I was sitting in that meeting, you guys, and I'm texting my husband. You got to get down here. He goes, well, I'm just showering. I go, nope, forget the shower. You need to come down here right now. And so he sat there with us and listened to not only David speak of the technology, but listen to people who had already experienced it, which was absolutely mind-blowing. But then we saw the people who it had financially helped, and both Staci and I looked at each other and said, we can do this. We have the avenue because of our networks to help a ton of people, but we also had the ability to make the income that went along with that. And Staci, I remember Tommy and I coming home that day, and you know, he's Mr. Numbers. My husband is just constantly numbers in his head, right? And he came to me and said, you know, Laura, if you could make this 6 figures in a year. Now, let me go back a minute. The company that Staci and I met, I was quasi successful, right? I reached a certain level and I stayed there for a very, 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 very long time, right? I had the experience, but I didn't, right? When we said yes to this, it happened so clear and so fast for me because of the opportunity here, because of the product, because we're the only one on the globe who will have it or ever have it. But the comp plan is set in such a way that it rewards us on every single move that we make through here. And we were able to move very quickly and very successful. Mm-hmm. So when my husband came to me and said, if you could make this 6 figures with what we have going on now, his term was, that would be pretty sporty. Well, you know what, you guys, Staci and I are here for 4 years now, and I'm making almost 6 times that. Mm. Very unexpected, Staci. You know this. You felt the same way, right, about what you've done here. And I think the best thing about the financial freedom that we do have now, that we continue to build on a daily basis, it really signifies only one thing: the amount of people that we've helped, because of the product does exactly what Dr. Staci shared with you just moments ago. And that's never going to change. And the technology that David has coming in the future is only going to propel us to that $1 billion, but more importantly, put us in 1 billion homes. Mm-hmm. That is the mission here always. And I think that's, Staci, what you and I love. And it just sets the world on fire. Like, it's been amazing for me, and I can't even imagine what it will be like in the future, not only for us, but for those who decide and see the value here on many aspects.
You know, and yeah. Laura, when we got started, we just got to work. Like you said, we had those names of those people we knew we wanted to share this with immediately. We made our list. We started reaching out to people, and we jumped on Zoom. And we did that 3 days, 3 times a day, every single day for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And we just said, hey, hop on, listen a little bit more, learn a little bit more. And we locked arms, and we locked arms with the people that joined us, and we're still doing the same thing today. So if you're thinking, man, I don't know, you know, how do you do this business? How do you talk about this technology? I'm not a scientist, or I don't understand clinical studies. You don't need to understand that. Do you care about people? Do you care about people? 70% of the population don't have a single dollar in their savings account. We know about 80% of the population, at least, are dealing with some sort of condition, health condition or issue. So we have a technology that you don't need to know anything about it other than you got to put it on, leave it on 12 hours, stay hydrated, take it off, throw it away, give your body the 12-hour break, do it again the next day, and lock arms with us. And we'll show you. You'll learn with us. We'll work with you and help you teach and train other people how this technology can help them and how you can earn an income. Whether it's a couple $100s a week, maybe that's all you want, or a couple $100s a month, or maybe you are looking for, that next big opportunity. Laura and I said we weren't looking. We weren't looking for a company. We're always looking for what can keep us healthy, at our optimal state of health. And this company presented itself. We were in perfect alignment. And just like she said, we sat there and heard just a teeny bit about this opportunity to earn an income. And I'm like, she's like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm telling the world. She said, if you're telling the world, I'm telling the world. We're telling the world. We are telling everyone we possibly can as fast as we can. And here we are 4 years later, even more excited today not because of what we're personally making, which is absolutely fantastic. And we're so grateful and blessed, but
So
because of
grateful.
the thousands and thousands of people that we get to watch earn an income and improve their quality of life on a daily basis. That is what really matters. Like I said before, that drop in the lake, right? The pond, the stone, that ripple effect is so powerful. And you have an opportunity here, no matter how old you are. If you're 18 or if you're 98, it doesn't matter. Do you care about people and do you want to help people physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially? You have an opportunity to do that right now with LifeWave. And yes, just like Laura said, we are on the upswing, right? We grew over 200 million in sales last year. We are hitting the big B, billion in sales, billion people, billion homes. That is happening right now. And we will blow right past that. David's vision is multiple billion-dollar company within the next 2 years. What does that mean for you? This is a ground floor opportunity. It really is an opportunity for you to jump in, lock arms, and let's rock and roll and do this and know that we have a simple system for success. All you've got to do is plug in and be willing to help other people.
And Staci, I do want to say this again, and it has nothing to do or reference point to maybe what you've done in the past. And that's why I shared that with you. Don't judge what you can do here, maybe based on what you did somewhere else. Maybe you're extremely successful there. That's fantastic. Come over. Let's go change some lives together, help people live well, live better. But Staci, remember when we were in there and there was that couple, they were 85 years old. And what did they say? You're going to be living longer. You're going to be living well. So you're going to need the extra income to pay for that because you're going to be here for so long. And with as much as we want to smile about that, it's true. It's the way the world works, right? And nobody is meant to do this by themselves. And I really want to hone in on that. This is a company where we constantly are locking arms, supporting one another. Staci will laugh because some days I will say it takes a village. And you know what? That's the beautiful thing about this. It really is.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you all for being here this afternoon, this evening. We appreciate you taking 30 minutes out of your time. Of course, this is recorded. We will have this recording to share if you want to share it with other people as well, too. Please get back with the person that invited you if you're a guest. They're going to talk to you about those wholesale packs. They'll help you get set up with the pack that works best for you, and they will plug you into our private pages and training that we have to be able to help onboard you successfully. And I look forward to meeting all of you and seeing you all, of course, on a Zoom again soon. So thank you, Laura, for being here and taking your time to pour into everyone.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, guys.